another strong week in the capital markets last week, particularly in the stock market. Give us your thoughts on what's going on with the S&P 500 right now.
Well, Steve, we had Liberation Day, and that took markets down quite a bit. April 2nd down. At one point in time, we were down 20% from the peak. But look, we've rebounded all the way back to recover where we were before Liberation Day on April 2nd. And so the market's been performing exceptionally well, and we have yet to really receive a lot of good news. In fact, I would argue we've just had rumors of good news, and that's been enough to drive the market higher. Now, this week, though, we've had a lot of things happen. We have the Fed meeting later this week, and we just had a big jobs number. What's your take on those, Steve?
Yeah, look, the jobs number was good. That kind of continues a streak of the hard data looking better than some of the soft data, the survey data. And with the FOMC meeting this week, this really kind of puts them in a bit of a difficult spot. Because it seems like the risk to growth as we look forward have been coming down, growth lower, but some of the information on inflation has actually been moving a little bit higher. So at this point in time, we don't anticipate any move out of the Fed. The economic data doesn't point to them, tell them that they should be doing that. But we're going to have to really watch things closely. And the risks there, Matt, as you know, Fed monetary policy acts with a lag. And by the time they see the data that shows that they should be easing, they might be a little bit late to the party. But on the inflation front, Matt, OPEC Plus met over the weekend. It's having an impact on the energy markets. What can you say?
Man, the administration's getting exactly what they want, right? 411,000 barrels added in May, and yesterday they decided to add another 411,000 barrels for the month of June. What that's going to do is pull down oil prices, take the pressure off inflation, and it doesn't really dislocate the story that we see that's more important and more interesting for the United States, and that's the LNG story, where if you're a country like Vietnam, Cambodia, Japan, and you want to make a trade deal with the United States, maybe importing some of our natural gas would make sense. So we see this as a positive for the administration. What OPEC did is going to take the pressure off of inflation, and natural gas still remains a growth industry for us.
That's great news, Matt. Look, we do still need to get some good news. The markets have moved in anticipation on this, on tax policy regulation. But if you just look at the bond market, the stock market, the credit markets, those are not forecasting a recession at this point in time. Let's hope we get some of that news as we move through the next few weeks. We'll look forward to visiting with everyone about that and how that comes out. Matt, thank you for your time today.
Sure. Thanks, Steve.